Hey, dear self, just sit down and reflect on your past. Have a moment of thine self away from people and duty in the clean woods and the silent places where only nature talks and the birds train their voices, where ants chant in unison and leaves rest with ease. Just think of the path of your life that you have been into. Do you like it? Just think of your past, bit by bit, inch by inch, experience after experience, step after step, thought after thought, each of the action you took after making that decision in every of your conclusion. Does it make you feel satisfied and in want of nothing? Do you recall those missed opportunities? Do you recall those moments you were down and you felt like quitting? Those hours when you felt like crying and the tears were no more. Yes, those moments when tears just came freely and you couldn't control. Those moments when you cried for help but it came crawling. Those days when your voice was shut and every proposal lacked a backup. The period when your appearance alone raised an alarm and discomfort to people. When your name was a reject and a bad omen, when no one wanted to associate with you just simply because of your class, your tribe, your religion, your decisions, and your stand, not forgetting your physical outlook. Do you recall those days? Those days when you were in bad shape, when people talked ill of you behind your back just because of who you are. Do you recall those days when you were sick, stuck in your bed? When you lived in denial, thoughts in your head, when you were poor, no cent in your pocket, when you were in your lowest, no friend in the rich. Then your knees kissed the ground oftenly and prayer came automatically. Do you? Those days when you cursed the day you were born and you kept on questioning God of why He allowed you to exist in the face of this world. Why He chose you to be part of that cursed family and why in the first place He allowed you to be born of that family. Why He only chose you to carry the seed of failure and the consequences of sin of your forefathers. Why He allowed you to pass through that furnace and just you alone. Do you? Maybe if I change the story, you may. Do you recall the days you used to laugh and joy was in plenty? You felt like pausing those moments and rewinding yourself in them more and more. You felt on top of the world when your name was accepted, when you received that promotion, when your academics went safe and the result came in your favor. When you slept in peace and your bills paid on time. Just recall those days when everybody loved you, when you meant everything to everyone, when you were the depot of connections, when your voice was the order of the day. You asked and it was given. You knocked and every door opened. You sought and you found. Do you? Recall those days when you were in your health, youthful strength in your bone, the word of God in your heart. You seemed in want of nothing. You felt you were complete in everything. Do you? Here prayer was forced, God was forgotten, and kneeling was only done when forced to. And this you did on a clean, soft surface, and you didn't want your knees to have a bruise. Hymns of praises were seldomly heard from your lips. You defined the method of how you will get more and more. You never wished death to come any closer. You even postponed the coming of Christ, and you preached the gospel of, I need to thank my body. The moments you were high, you forgot your background and the people around you all looked like beggars. Do you recall? You were in the position to help others, but did you? Pride swallowed you and you saw yourself a God. You praised your effort and your brains. Did you? Dear self, I just took us out to have a talk. A long-lasting agreement on how we shall be living in this short period we have. That was the past. It was a lesson book for us to read. It was a reference of what we should correct and how we should begin the chapters of life. Every day is an opportunity for us to try. It may not turn out as we expect. Some days are good, others are bad. We should not only love the good days and curse the bad days. We should appreciate all and rejoice in all of them. Sometimes we blame ourselves for our failures, but that should not be the case. These failures give us another opportunity to do better and better ourselves. We should not be overjoyous about our successes. It's a measure of our true character and a gauge of how humbled we are. Dear self, you can but only live once in this earth. Do your best to do the best, to please your Maker and to fulfill your earthly given purpose. Redeem your time and be wise in your dealing. Don't be too selfish. Eat from your sweat. Reward yourself with that which is rightful. Have a grudge with no one. Live your life in fullest, knowing that every decision has its consequences. And when its payback time cometh, just accept and bear with it. Dear self, let's work in harmony. Let's control the emotions and the feelings. And let's not leave the feelings and emotion control us. Dear self, we are together in this.